Hi, this is Vanessa Kramer, and in this video I'd like to just teach you or show you a couple of things that the Coach Digital that the math department 6 through 8 bought, just in case you're interested in using it with your children, with your students in your own classroom. So here I am at the Coach Digital sign-in. Okay, this is the exact site, the the students are going to go to as well to log on. And I just logged on, and when I log in I see the teacher dashboard. Okay, so the first step, the most important step, is setting up your Coach Digital classrooms. So if you go in the upper right hand corner, you have your name and you click on it, okay, and you can click on classes. I have already set up one class, just playing around with it, so I'll just show you how you do it. You click add a class. Okay, you name the class. Okay, you pick your subject, you pick your grade, and you make up a class code of your own, and now we have to pick the students, okay? When I first did this, I was like, oh my god, there's 2,000 students here, 2,323. And I was like, am I going to have to click through all of these? And then Trish Spain, who has really been active in fooling around with this, and taught me a couple of things that you could do. So we're going to filter it by grade to find my students. Okay, and I'm going to apply the filter. And now I only have all 6th graders at Shen, Gowanna, Coda, and middle school. I even think that's a little cumbersome to go through because there are 732 students, okay? Another filter feature that you could use is you could search the student by the last name. So I know Edie Abbott is one of the students in my class, so I'm just going to use the first 3 letters of her last name. I'm going to apply the filter. There she is, and I'm going to add her to this demo class by just hitting save. Okay. Oh, and I spelled demo wrong. Sorry guys. So now when you go to view the roster, okay, Edie Abbott is there, okay? This is her username. This is going to be her password when she goes to the Coach Digital website. So I thought if I was going to use this in my classes, I would go to the classes main screen. I'm going to use this class because it has 29 students in it. I would hit print roster, and here are all of the students in my class, their username, their password. I think I would just cut these up and hand them out the first day, have them keep this somewhere safe, maybe on a Google Keep. So that's how I would set up my classes. So now the next important part is assigning your classes something. I'm actually going to delete this demo class right here. Pretty easy to do as well. If you hit, are you sure you want to delete this? Yes, yes, yes. And now my screen has frozen, but got it to work, and there the class has been deleted. Okay, so when you want to discover some assignments that you want to give your students, you click the discover button. We're going to click 6th grade, and all of the possible books that you have access to as a Coach Digital teacher are here. And you know, some of the books have practice with them, some of them only have PDF worksheets, so you really have to go in and research these, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I click buckle down, you can click on any one of these lessons that Buckle Down has. So I'm going to click on lesson 1, integers, and you're going to be able to tell if it's just a PDF or if it's a practice. They have online practice by this section in the upper right hand corner. So if you click on practice, you get to see what the students see. This is where they get to write in their answers about the questions that are provided. Not every single one of the books has both of these options. There's also some cool things. The kids can change the font size, or they can change how it's presented, which I think is really cool. Some kids might like the scroll down, other kids might not, so they can click on this and it'll give the students one question at a time and they can just flip through them. I kind of like that. So if I go back to my Discover page. Okay, try to find a book that does not have practice. I believe this workout does not have a practice section, and you'd be able to tell that again by clicking on lessons. Oop, this one does have practice. Let me double check again. Let me check this problem solving one. You can click up here, click on the lesson. Okay, this doesn't have a practice icon up here. This is just a PDF, okay? So this might be good to upload your Google Classroom if you wanted to, or assign it just for reading in their Coach Digital webpage. So now what I'd like to do is actually create an assignment and go in as a student. So I'm going to go to Discover, I'm going to pick Buckle Down, I'm going to click Absolute Value, make sure I like it, I do, and then I'm going to assign it. Okay, so very easy. You have options to either print it and copy it at the copy or assign digitally. Okay, I'm going to select my period 4 since I have students in there. I'm going to keep the name, I'm going to keep the start date, the due date. If I want practice only, I can toggle here. I'm going to click with instruction plus practice, exclude assignment from reports and alerts. I'm going to keep that the same. Okay, so now I'm going to assign it. And it pops up in my Manage dashboard, okay, where I can look at my assignment list, create a test, my files, and here it is. And no one has responded to it yet, okay. So now I'm going to sign in as a student, so you can see what my students are seeing. So I signed in as one of the students in my honors class, and this is what their dashboard looks like. They can view assignments, they can complete assignments, how do I work on it, it tells them what to do, getting your score. After the teacher has graded your work, your score will appear next to the assignment, and more books. It tells them how to find other books in their bookshelf, and they can actually pick a grade, and they have access to all of this stuff too. Okay, but I'm going to go back to their assignments. Okay, or I'm going to go back to her bookshelf. Okay, so she has a couple different assignments. This is the one that she would want to work on tonight for homework. So all she has to do is hit start. Okay, so she has the lesson available to her to read to make sure she understands and some practice examples. Okay, and then she can also click on practice, which is the assignment that's going to be graded. I'm going to go through and I'm going to complete all of these absolute value problems, and I'm going to submit it. So this one that I picked is rather lengthy, even though they're absolute value questions. So I just went through and I answered every single one of them. Okay, so when the student has filled in all of the blanks, okay, they can hit finish, and it tells them that the assessment has been successfully submitted. Now I'm going to sign out of the student account and go back to my teacher account. Now that I'm back in my teacher account, okay, I can actually manage the assignment list. I can look at the assessment reporting. So I'm going to click on this, okay. No assessments were found. I'm going to click manage and do assignment list, okay. So now it says that 3% of the students have participated, okay, in this assignment. So now I'm going to hit grade. All of the things that I did were fill in the blank. Okay, so there's a couple of pros and cons to this. One pro is that all of your students' answers are housed in one place, but now I have to go through and I have to score each one of these by hand. So Alyssa Romano, she got the correct answer for the first one. And Heidi and I talked about this. Heidi Steinbreckner has also been using this in her classroom. You can't change the point options. It's out of 4 points. So she got this one correct. I'll give her 4 points. If I wanted to make a comment here, I could. Okay, now I'm going to hit next to the unscored item. It's the next one. Okay, the correct answer is 14. I'm going to give her 4 points. Okay, I'm going to go through and grade all of this right now. Okay, there's one other option up here. If you wanted to do one question at all at a time, you know, we're going to do all of number 4 for everybody. You could hit bulk grading, but there's no other responses here found, so I can't really model that for you well. But you would be able to just go through all the students in your list. You would click this. So for example, the answer here is 17. Alyssa wrote 17. I'm going to give her 4 points, and I'm going to go to the next unscored item. So I'm going to take a minute and grade this. I'm going to pause the video and grade it all for you so you can see what happened at that point. So I went through and I graded the student work. Now I'm on the last question, which was an explain your answer. So now I get to see what the student wrote. Okay, obviously I went through quickly, so I just wrote emperor, penguin, and I didn't do a good job. So maybe I would select that this is 1 point, and my teacher note to her would be, please explain your answer more. Okay, so when you are done, okay, you are going to hit next unscored item. Okay, and you are going to see a message that pops up that the assignment has been graded. Okay, and you're going to hit OK. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the assignment, and now you have a couple of different actions over here that you can do because you've only had one, you've scored it. Okay, we're going to view you can view what the assignment is. Okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to go to pending assignments here. Apply the filter. Oh, Mrs. Kramer. Active assignments. Apply the filter. I hope I'm making mistakes. I think that's part of learning all these programs. Okay, so I don't want to view it. I don't want to edit it. I want to see the report from it. Okay. So when you're done, you are going to get a report like this. Okay. Carol Ann Simpson also has been piloting using this in her class, and she did teach me that I don't have any graded assignments here because all of the students don't show up on one screen. Okay, so you do have to click the show me more button, and you'll go down and you'll see that Alyssa got a 93, and this is, and you can click on every one and see the class average, like how many got a 0, how many got a 1, how many 2, how many got a 3, how many got a 4. Okay, and you can also view it. Okay, I wonder if I can hit the back button here. Okay, no. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, great. So now I'm going to go show me more too. This is very similar to Educanon, or I should start calling it by its real name. This is very similar to a play pause it screen where you would see how the students did. So one thing as a teacher I wouldn't love, if I was going to choose this to do the homework, is to have something with all open-ended responses. I couldn't do that every night. Maybe once in a while I'd be able to. But there's also a feature, if they're multiple choice, that it auto grades it for you. So I'm going to try to find a multiple choice for you and show you how that works. So when I was making this video, I can't find any books that just have multiple choice, so I'm going to refer back to the people that have been using it to tell me if I'm doing something wrong. So I'm going to try to make a test of all multiple choice questions. So I go to Manage, Create a Test. I'm going to call this the demo. Pick the choice that answers the question. Okay, and I'm going to pick grade 6. And I'm going to choose ratios and proportional relationships 6P or 3. Okay. So now that I'm in the test, now I can look through and I can pick any sorts of questions and see if they are multiple choice or fill in the blank. Okay. You can filter the questions that pop up. So I want all auto-graded. I don't want to deal with any manual items, okay? So now it's going to show me just the items that are multiple choice, okay? So what you can do, just want to make sure that my filter is still working. Oh, see, it isn't because I unclicked. Okay. I want to make sure that I pick the ones that are only multiple choice. So I'm going to add a couple. I'm going to add this as an item, okay, and then I'm going to go back, okay, and I'm going to make sure my filter is still on for multiple choice. I don't know why it makes me keep doing that, so I'm going to have to see why that's doing that. So here's the demo of my test, okay. I actually want to go back and I want to edit it because I don't want that short answer one, so I'm just going to exit out. It's really easy to do it. So let me manually select that, and I'm going to pick this one, okay, and I'm going to add this as a new item, okay, and now I am going to go back. There has to be an easier way, I just don't know what it is. So let me research that for you guys. And I'm going to pick them, and like right now I can't even scroll down. Oh, maybe because there's only 4 available items. But I'm going to pick another multiple choice one. I'm going to add this as a new item to my test. Okay, so now I'm actually going to view my test. And when I preview my test, it looks like this. Okay, all multiple choice. Okay, so now I am going to assign it. On my demo test, I'm going to assign it. I'm going to assign it to my 4th period honors class, the demo test, and I'm going to click assign. Okay, now I'm going to click out and show you what the students see. So I'm back in the student version of Digital Coach, and you can see that the demo, I probably should have named this test or quiz, but the demo quiz I had just made is here. Okay, so I'm going to start it, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to take it like I was the student. So I went through and clicked all of the multiple choice as a student, and I'm going to click finish. Okay, I'm going to log out and see what the teacher sees now. So back at my dashboard, I would go and I would manage my tests. Okay, here's the demo test that I just showed you. Okay, so now I actually want to view a report and see how my students did. Okay, so this is my report list. Like I told you before, not all students show up, but I can click on show me more. And you will see that this has already been auto-graded for me, okay? So I didn't have to do anything. I just picked the questions from the question bank. I made a little test and I assigned it. They all had to be multiple choice for it to auto-grade it, okay? So there's probably a ton more that we could discuss at a department meeting or a curriculum day and talk about how you want to incorporate this into your classroom, if at all. But I think it's a pretty good resource, and I think if we talk to the people that have been using it, they can give us more pros and cons. So I hope this video helps if you're interested in utilizing this resource in your classroom.